This is a short audio sample from Off Camera, a romance told from two voices where intimacy isn't performed, edited, or rewarded. It's what happens when love refuses to play along. This isn't a story about winning love on a reality show. It's about what happens when something real forms in a place designed to turn intimacy into content. You'll hear the same moments twice. First through her, where desire is immediate, physical, and carefully restrained. Then through him, where wanting is quieter, controlled, and costly. Nothing here is performed. Everything that matters happens off camera. Off Camera. One story, two voices. By Nova Vale.
The house was ridiculous, all grand staircases and portraits of men who looked like they'd never done their own washing up. Outside, mist curled over the grounds like it had been paid to look romantic. The girls gathered on one side of the lawn, the boys on the other. Everyone had that slightly manic brightness of people trying not to panic. I did the same thing I always do when I'm overwhelmed. I watched. There were the obvious types, the gym one, the cheeky one, the one who kept talking about energy as if he'd swallowed a self-help book. And there were the quieter ones, the ones who smiled as if they weren't quite sure their face belonged in this setting. Then I saw him. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't trying to be anyone. He stood a little apart, hands in his pockets, shoulders relaxed but eyes sharp in that way some people have when they're taking everything in without making a song and dance about it. He looked steady. Not boring, not stiff, steady like a wall you'd lean against without thinking. Our eyes met for a second across the grass, and stupidly my stomach dipped. Not dramatically, not like in films where violins start up, more like my body had clocked something before my brain had finished its checklist. He looked away first, as if he'd been caught doing something too intimate. Then he glanced back, and the corner of his mouth lifted. It was barely a smile. It still did something to me.
"God, you look like you're about to faint," one of the girls whispered beside me. "I'm fine," I lied. My voice sounded normal. My pulse did not.
And now, the same part from Jamie's point of view.
The house looked like somewhere you'd bring a school trip if you wanted kids to understand what old money meant. Mist curling over the grass, a bit too perfect, like it had been styled. Then I saw her. Emma. I didn't know her name yet, but I noticed her like you notice someone in a room without deciding to. She wasn't trying to be the loudest or the prettiest. She was just there, alert, taking everything in, like she was bracing for impact while pretending she wasn't. Our eyes met across the lawn. Just for a second. It wasn't a lightning bolt. It wasn't a film moment. It was smaller than that, a sort of quiet recognition, like my body went, "Oh, her." She looked away quickly, and I felt weirdly exposed, like I'd been caught thinking something I hadn't said out loud. I tried not to stare. Tried and failed. Then she looked back, and the tiniest smile flickered on her mouth like she'd surprised herself. I felt my chest do that stupid little jump it hadn't done in ages. "Right," I muttered under my breath. "Brilliant. Day one and I'm already in trouble."
This was a short audio sample from Off Camera. You can listen to the full story on Spotify. If you prefer reading or owning the book, you'll find the links below. Look out for more stories from me.